In what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge the forms and conventions of real media products? Overall, our music video doesn't fully adhere to the conventions of the traditional dubstep video. For instance, it doesn't have drum and bass roots, nor does it use a piece of music which varies throughout its duration. A piece of music that is truly unique throughout. But instead, it's quite a repetitive song with a basic verse, chorus, structure, more closely associated with other genres of music such as pop. Traditionally, dubstep and euphoric trance music doesn't often have a music video attached to it, so us creating a music video is a direct challenge to this convention. Similarly, dubstep and euphoric trance music rarely contains any lyrics whatsoever, relying on pure bass line and variation of notes and tones in order to captivate and hold the audience. So by using lyrics and subsequently using lip syncing in our video adds a whole new dimension to the genre in turn, making it appeal to a much wider audience, since we discovered that on a whole, most people enjoy lyrics in a song. Both of these points suggest that we have developed both of our genres, dubstep and euphoric trance, and by merging them together, using them and challenging their conventions, we have made them more suitable for more people. The use of dance in our video reflects the conventions of a euphoric trance beat, since these songs are made to be danced to in clubs. Therefore, our club scene and how we've implemented them into our piece conform to the genre in this respect. How effective is the combination of your main product and ancillary text? Our artwork, both for our album cover and magazine advert, puts a strong emphasis on the use of blues, blacks, whites, making it quite minimalist in terms of colour. When researching artwork used in the case of our genres, we discovered that the use of these colours worked well with both genres and so conformed well with both. The feedback we got from our peers also stated that our artwork fitted well with the overall feel of our music video. Our album cover originally started with two separate ideas. One idea had a black and blue eye on a black background with the title of the album cover wrapped around the pupil, while the second cover included a white background with the soaking wet head of the main character coming up from the bottom with the title in block capitals across the top. In order to make these the most effective album cover, we merged the two ideas together using the best parts of each idea. With this, we ended up with a plain black background with a blue eye in the centre. In this eye, we put the drenched head of the performer, and this had a direct reference to our music video as we zoomed in to the performer's eye in the video. Both of these had the aim to suggest that the eye shows a window to the mind and soul, and this idea fits well with the name of our song, In Your Head. Printing the name of the album on in a white, keeping the rest of the cover black, gave it a simple, minimalist and hard-hitting feel, which is what we were trying to achieve. Our magazine advert will be on A4 page spread. It will have the main character in the middle being the focus of the page. He will be standing against a pure white wall with the name of the album, In Your Head, above in either a spray paint or graffiti type of style. He will also be lit using a soft white light to fully illuminate him, creating a good effect. The advert would be minimalist, just like the album cover will be, in order to create a simple effect and create continuity between the two. Beside his head will be star ratings from the two different sources, one being on each side. This is to make them more noticeable as they are right next to the main focal point of the advert. At the bottom there will be words Out Now and Debut Single, again one either side of the performer. Finally, in order to create continuity between the platforms, one of the eyes in the advert photo will be bigger than the other, and he will show slight sadness as if he was remembering something, just like the idea we used in our music video. What have you learned from your audience feedback? We initially went out to ask a few people about our genre. The feedback we got was genuinely that not many people knew of our chosen genre, euphoric dubstep, and they weren't really sure what it consisted of. In this respect, it was very under the radar. People's ideas of the genre were varied massively. When we asked them, but all their ideas did actually match the appearance of our final product. This showed us that although the genre was under the radar, still people still had slight ideas of what it would look like if it came out. E.g., long, loud music, lots of club scenes, other stuff like that. This led us to believe that although we did not fully conform to the conventions, we still created a video that conformed to what people thought. And this means we didn't have to use the traditional stereotypes. When we first asked, a lot of people said that they were more reluctant to try out our genre, but the general feedback after they had seen it was positive, showing that they more were willing to try the same genre more and also to recommend it to others. In order to do this research, we had to use social medias such as Facebook, Twitter, BBM and others. People's feedback in general was very positive, but most praise of all was given to the tight editing of our video, especially the lip syncing parts of the video. They also liked the way the dark effect reflected the type of music being played, and they were surprised when we revealed that the filming was actually done in the middle of the day and not at early evening like was previously thought. We knew our editing would be good after the feedback we got from our spoof video, which said that the editing was tight and reflected the part of the actual music video really well. We took this into account and in our final music video tried to step it up one more step to make it as good as we could, and from the feedback we got, it was pretty much there. We also received extremely positive feedback on our magazine advert and album cover. It was described as being very in keeping with the style of our music video itself, as well as giving a clear indication of the music underneath the artwork, without having to listen to it a lot. This shows that although we have not conformed to the conventions of the music, we have at the same time conformed to it, but more on the euphoric side of the track. How do you use media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages? At the beginning of the project, we had to use YouTube to research the kind of genre we were going to go into. Once we decided that genre, euphoric dubstep, we then had to use YouTube again to research what were the conventions of a traditional euphoric dubstep tune. And when we found out there were no euphoric dubstep tunes, we had to kind of look at dubstep in itself and euphoric trance in itself on YouTube and then mash it together. In the filming and post-production stages, we used a variety of different pieces of technical equipment to aid us in the construction of our music video. For filming, we used a Sony CX220 eHD camcorder. We used this because it was the highest quality of camera that we had at the time we needed to film. We also used it because we knew that it filmed in relatively good quality and it was simple to use, and transferring the files across was never really an issue. For much of our piece, including 100% of the club scenes and some of the outside shots, we used the Micros Mini Stabilizer, which is a small-scale Steadicam used for reducing the effects of camera shake. We used this because we knew if the effects of shakiness when the camera was moving could be reduced, we could make a much more professional video, more fluid and smooth motion shots without damaging the overall appeal of the video itself. For other shots, we then went on to use a tripod, for example in the lip syncing scenes, or we used handheld shots for those. In particular, the handheld shots conform well to the dubstep aspect. To edit our music video, we used Sony Movie Sodium Platinum Suite 12. We considered this as being the best software package on the PC that we had at our disposal. The editing took approximately 3 weeks to complete, and this entailed spending an unprecedented time on cutting, cropping and perfecting the video itself, as well as creating a sense of build-up by placing the right shots at the right points in the right time in the video. We were able to use the software to radically alter the appearance of our piece. For example, raising the parameters of every shot, adding filters and effects to every shot, and we use different transitions to create a more conventional atmosphere to fit with the genre. A great example of this is one that I gave earlier in the use of lighting. We filmed in outside daylight when we took the shots, but then we contrasted it and gave it a darker appearance, which then made it look like it had been taken in early evening or early morning. As well as this, we lowered the level of the light in the club scenes to create a more stereotypical nightclub appearance. Well, thank you, Mr. Cross, for your time. You're welcome, Mr. Cross. It's been a pleasure being here.
From the back no more, not stay for me. You will not take it from the back no more.